And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. Major League Baseball on tap. It's the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers. First pitch coming your way next. Coming up on the first pitch, and on the mound in this one, Corbin Burnes. What do you got on him, Chris?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
And he deals. Christopher Morel at the plate now. That's ball one. And a pitch. Now 1-1.
One ball, one strike. Come on, Brew.
Foul ball there. And the right-hander deals. Gets a piece and stays alive. One, two now. And a swing and a miss. One away.
He's really good hitting the baseball the other way, so credit the pitcher for having him out in front of that pitch. Clearly he had him fooled.
Dansby Swanson stands in. And the first pitch misses for ball one. Dansby Swanson's turned into one of the best defensive shortstops in baseball, Chris. And a lot of the help came from Ron Washington, but Dansby put in the work. And now it's even up. Dansby Swanson, after all of that hard work defensively, won himself the Gold Glove in 2022.
Let's go, Brewers!
Can't field it cleanly, but plenty of time to recover, and that's the second out. Time now for the Chicago Cubs lineup. They're dealing with a top-level arm on the mound, so this figures to be a tough matchup for them. What's the key to the offense today, Singy?
Oh, Boog, I think when you got a guy that's this talented on the mound, you got to find ways to disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable a little bit. The guys that can handle the bat and perhaps, bunt for a base hit, get him moving off the mound. If you're in the box and he seems to be just in a flow, step out, mess up his timing, somehow try to get in his head a little bit. And then when he does come in the zone, you may only get one pitch. You better not miss it.
Ian Happ, the next to hit, takes outside. Next offering is in for a strike. And Singy, as a team, you need to make the most of the very few opportunities he's going to give you, right?
Absolutely. And if you don't get to guys like this a lot of times early, once they really settle in, it's going to be the later innings that they hand that ball over to a reliever, if they do at all.
On the ground to short, Adames fires over to first. Third out. Cubs 0, Brewers coming up to hit. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Back here at American Family Field. And on the hill in this one, Marcus Stroman. What do we have on him?
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get one or two over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
A dive, he's got it. Gathers and throws, but he beats it out. And the leadoff man is on with an infield single.
This is great work by the shortstop. He makes the throw across the diamond after the dive and just wasn't able to get it there in time. But I love how much he put into that play. And on the other side, he was really giving it his all down the line as well. Nice play on both ends.
Here's Jesse Winker.
Come on, let's keep it going.
First pitch, and he just misses.
Counts 1-0.
And a pitch out, but nothing going on. Yelich gets his lead at first, nobody out. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. Lead runner to second, so 2 on and nobody out.
Showed some really nice patience in that at bat. Worked himself into a good count.
Shortstop, Willie Adames.
Willie Adames stands in. First offering misses the mark. Singy, maybe some nerves getting the best of him at the first?
Well, it's hard to know exactly if it's nerves or not, but he just doesn't have it right now. Those hitters on the other side, they're going to say it's nerves and use that as a competitive edge to try to jump on him even more.
The 1-0. There's a strike.
1-1. Let's keep it going.
Fly ball down the line. Makes the grab on the run. And there's one away.
Batting fourth.
Let's take a look at the Brewers lineup. The challenge for him today, Siggy, elevating the baseball against this sinker baller that's on the mound.
Yeah, that's the challenge, but it also might affect the way they approach base running in this one, Boo. You get a runner on first, you anticipate trajectory down, and when the ball's in the dirt with a good secondary lead, you break for second. So whether it's a stolen base or not, you stay out of the double play, get that runner in a scoring position, and that can help you put more runs on the board.
BID, ball in dirt. Rowdy Tellez in the box now, takes strike 1.
Really good job in this spot to get ahead in the count. He's going to have to continue, finish off this hitter.
And now the count is even.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Checks his swing, now would appeal to third. And he won around. Just enough that time. The 1-2. Tried to check his swing, appeal to third. Yes, he did. Down he goes on strikes. And now it's William Contreras. And that misses off the outside edge. First and second, 2 down. Next offering misses, and the count is 2-0.
Good spot for the hitter. Definitely has the advantage in this count with runners on. Look for him to be aggressive on this next pitch.
And here it comes. Swing and a foul straight back. Two and one now. Swung on, belted. That's back there. That one is gone. He'll circle the bases, and they tack on 3. It's 3-0. Listen to these fans.
This place is absolutely buzzing right now. You can feel the energy all the way up here in our broadcast booth. That one was a hanger, and pitchers typically don't get away with making a mistake like that. And right there, he made him pay.
So 2 down. Brian Anderson up now for the Brewers. In there for strike one. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock.
Everything came together for him. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws.
So a man aboard. Now it's the DH, Joey Wiemer. On a line, base hit. Just kind of sliced that one into center. Throw stops the lead runner at second. 2 on and 2 out.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
This is Bryce Terang. And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes. Right side. Mancini after it. And that is that. But the big blow of the inning comes right here. A 3-run homer. It's now 3-0. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Second inning set to go. And now, Nico Horner. Chris, his skill set straight out of the mid-80s. Good contact, not much power, and he could run. He always uses the wheels to his advantage.
His biggest challenge in this day and age is to not get caught up in trying to hit home runs because so many people are. He just has to understand that his skill set is unique and he's very valuable for any ball club. If he does that, he'll play a long time in this league.
Kicks and fires. Lays out, but he can't squeeze it. He decides to hold on to it, and they can't get the out.
The right fielder, Trey Mancini.
Nobody out, runner at first. Horner on the go. That's in for a strike. Safe at second with a stolen base. That was close, but StatCast shows us why he so often seems to be on the safe side of these steal attempts, Chris.
Yeah, you see that plus speed, and he needed every last bit of it to swipe that bag. Such a threat on the bases.
The 1-1. Line drive, caught.
Nothing you can do about those as a hitter. Even though you know that, they still drive you absolutely crazy.
Number 16, Patrick
Wisdom, a former first-round pick of the Cardinals back in 2012 from St. Mary's College, same school that produced both Corbin Burns and Tony Gonsolin. Patrick Wisdom, batting with 1 down, takes a strike. Runner at second here, 1 gone. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Ed Drummond, our umpire behind the plate in this one.
Yeah, Boogie's a really fair umpire, both the pitchers and the hitters. So standard strike zone, he's consistent with it. And the great thing is you don't see players questioning the calls too much. So that's a good thing in this day and age.
And that skips in the dirt. In the air, right field. And that lands in no man's land, a foul ball. In the air to left center. Puts the squeeze on it. Runner tagging for third. And he moves up to third. Now 2 away.
That is 7. The designated hitter.
Look how far he had to go that time. What an amazing catch.
He believes that he can get to everything, and that attitude allows the speed to play in well enough for him to run down balls that guys would just play off the hop.
Seiya Suzuki, the next to hit. Good eye right there.
Ball 1, no strike.
Two outs. And a foul ball. Here comes a pitch. Slapped foul. Runner at third, 2 away. Next pitch just misses. Ball 2.
It's a good take.
Next offering is downstairs. Matt Mervis up next. Three-two now. And that's ball 4.
So close to getting out of it right there, but this inning still has life.
Number 22, Matt.
Number 22, the next Cub to hit. In there, and it's 0-1. Right-hander kicks, deals. Fouled off. He was late. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Had him out front for strike 3. Cubs strand a couple. They trail it here 3-0. And welcome back. We head to the bottom of the second. Now batting Michael Brasso. One of the coolest moments of Marcus Stroman's career, Chris. He was the MVP of the 2017 World Baseball Classic. Team USA won gold. He took a no-hitter into the 7th inning of the championship game.
Really so awesome to see how guys buy into the WBC in spring training. They really take it seriously once they put on that USA uniform.
Swing and a bouncer. Slings to first. 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting, the left fielder, Christian.
And now it's Christian Yelich. First pitch just misses. And downstairs. One down, base is empty. That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1. And the righty deals. And delivers outside. In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone. And here's a 3-2. Struck him out looking.
Wow, that's a tough call for the hitter, but the pitcher will take that all day long. Not quite in the strike zone, but he found a spot that the umpire is going to, at least for now, allow him to get that call. So hitters are going to have to make an adjustment, but pitchers are going to learn from those things and really try to exploit them if they can.
And now Jesse Winker. The 0-1. And that one just missed off the outside edge. Jesse Winker, a former first-round pick, a guy who was drafted originally by the Reds. He was an all-star starter in 2021 in that National League outfield with Brian Reynolds and his then Reds teammate Nick Castellanos. And a 1-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Gone in order are the Brewers, but they're on top by a count of 3-0. Back here at the ballpark, and now the veteran catcher, Yan Gomes.
Yan Gomes.
And a pitch. And that clips the inside corner. Gomes, a former All-Star, 35 years old, and he's a native of Brazil. Strike 2.
The first time we saw a native of Brazil play in the majors was in 2012. That list keeps growing, and I don't expect things to slow down either.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Yan Gomes waits.
Ball that's outside.
Fouls it off. Still 1-2. The pitch. Yeah, the 1-2 misses to even the count. Cut on and miss. Struck him out. 1 out.
The center fielder, number 5.
Christopher Morel, the next Cub to hit.
Morel
hitting leadoff in today's game. And he's usually a third baseman, but today starting in the outfield. And there's the strike.
Well, this probably feels like a day off a little bit, going from that hot corner where you got to be on your toes every single pitch to being able to relax a little bit and have more time to react in the outfield.
Here's the 0-1. Now one missed.
One strike.
In there. And so now 1-2. Next pitch is popped up. Brasso moving under this one. Brings it in. And there are 2 down.
up next for the Cubs. The shortstop,
Dansby Swanson, the next Cub to hit. Grounded out his first time up.
Dansby Swanson This is a guy who kind of had a target on his back. #1 overall pick out of Vanderbilt. People were expecting a whole lot, comparing him to Derek Jeter.
Next offering is in for a strike. Swanson with an outstanding career at Vanderbilt. Won the 2014 College World Series and was also named the most outstanding player. Next pitch is outside. That misses. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count with 2 outs. The pitch. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. 3 up, 3 down for the Cubs. Still down 3-0. As we go to the last of the third. Now it's the shortstop, Willie Adames. Stroh, a former first-round pick out of Duke back in 2012. When he was at Duke, he actually was a two-way guy. He played middle infield. He still loves to shag taking ground balls at short or third or second. Really good athlete. Next offering is down low.
Yeah, this is a guy that goes out there every time looking to prove that height does not measure heart. It's something that he has written on the bill of his cap oftentimes when he's pitching.
In there at the knees, strike 1. And there's ball 4.
Pretty easy walk right there. Last pitch wasn't even much to think about.
Leading off for the Brewers,
Man at first, and now the first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. That's off the mark, and that's ball 1. Adames aboard here at first with nobody out. Next pitch is downstairs.
Well, he looks more focused at the plate and working the count after that first at-bat strikeout.
Next pitch misses, and now 3-0. There's a strike. Ground ball to first, could be 2. Over to Swanson, he turns it. Relay to first, double play.
now batting, catcher, William Contreras.
Here's the power hitting catcher, William Contreras. He's already homered in this one. First pitch, and that's in for a strike. Contreras measures 6 feet even, 180 pounds, and they went out and made a trade for him last season. The wind of the pitch.
Nope, that's a ball.
And that's a strike.
Well, I think that pitch surprised all of us. Right down the middle, doesn't get a swing. Not very often you see a hitter lay off a cookie like that.
On the ground, corner. Tosses to first. That ends the inning. Welcome back. Start of the fourth. Now, Ian Happ.
Ian
Happ, a switch hitter. It can be challenging for guys at the big league level to maintain a good swing from both sides of the plate. Clearly, he's got more pop from the left side, but in 2022, the right side was respectable as well.
The 1-0. And another ball. That's in there. Now 2 balls and a strike.
Generally, second, third time through the lineup, you want to be able to lean on those secondary pitches and command them. Looks like he's doing a nice job of it.
The pitch. And that one cutting but missing down low. The 3-1. On the ground, out to short. Throw over to Tellez. And one gone in the fourth as they get the leadoff man.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Horner.
Here's Nico Horner. Reached on an infield single his first time.
He's not the power guy, but he can hurt you to all parts of the ballpark.
Right side, and it goes just foul. Next offering is in the dirt. Righty delivers. And a count 1-2. Bounce to the right side. Sends it to first. 2 quick outs here at the top of the fourth.
Now batting, right fielder, Trey Mancini.
2 outs, base is empty. And now the right fielder, Trey Mancini. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Swings and chases a low one there.
Wow, no fair right there. I mean, that slider didn't move till the very last moment. Incredibly difficult to pick that up. Just kind of have to tip your cap on that pitch.
Righty to the plate. Swings through that, and it's a strikeout. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Cubs are down quietly. They trail in this one 3-0. Bottom 4. Now it's the right fielder, Brian Anderson.
The right fielder, Brian Anderson.
The pitch. And that's in for a strike.
Well, these Brewers showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. It's not just the 3 runs they've already scored. On top of that, they forced this starter to throw more pitches than he wanted to at this point of the game.
Bounced out to short. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly.
Looked to me like he kind of let the ball play him instead of playing the ball, and it just ate him off. The hands get stiff, and even the best infielders make these kinds of mistakes. You just have to learn from it and move on.
Man at first. Next is the designated hitter, Joey Weimer. That one's in there. Strike 1. Anderson gets his lead at first with nobody out. Maybe a 2-ball. 5, 4, 3. And they turn the double play.
I think there's always something pretty about watching a 5-4-3 double play get turned. I mean, just seeing the ball whipped around the diamond with quickness and accuracy, that was nice.
Bryce Terang up now for the Brewers. 0 for 1 with a flyout. First pitch, and he just misses. And he deals. That's in there. And it's a ball and a strike. That one to first. Mervis takes it himself. That's out number 3. Ready now for the 5th inning. So up now for Chicago.
Baseman, number 16.
Chris, dig this. Patrick Ian Cashel Wisdom. His middle name is Ian Cashel. Ian, Gaelic/Scottish for John, named after his grandfather John at his dad's side. And then Cashel is a little village in Ireland where his mom's family is from. Ground ball up the middle. One away here in the 5th.
Up next for the Cubs, the designated hitter,
Seiya Suzuki will hit next. He reached on a walk his first time.
Well, on the mound, very efficient, able to produce an outcome, it seems like, within the 3rd or 4th pitch of just about every at-bat.
First offering misses the mark. Swings through that one for strike 1.
He can live up in the zone all game if guys will chase it. That's just too much velocity. Hitter's got to look down in the zone.
The 1-1. And that one fouled off. That misses, and the count is 2-2. Caught him looking for the K.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher on the same page right now.
22, Matt Mervis.
So up next, number 22. Struck out swinging his first time. On the ground right side. He takes it on his own. And the Cubs go 1-2-3. So they've been held scoreless through 5. Home half of the 5th coming up. It's the Brewers 3 and the Cubs nothing. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Down the third baseman, Mike Brasso.
Mike Brasso.
Stroman back to work. There's the strike.
0-1.
Down the left field line, base hit. Makes the turn and heads for second. And it's a leadoff double to start the bottom of the 5th.
I'm sure he feels really good about that one. Ripped that one down the line and kept it fair. And even when you hit it that far out front, you still have to keep your hands tight to your body so you don't hook around that baseball and put it in foul territory. And that right there was perfect.
Here's Yelich at the dish. 1 for 2. And that's in there for strike 1. Bounce to the left side. Swanson zips it to first, and that's the first out in the bottom of the 5th.
That's what a good sinker's designed to do. Get a guy to roll over a little bit, hit the ball on the ground, kill some worms while you're at it.
Now the number 2 hitter, Jesse Winker. Singled and scored back in the first. He's 1 for 2. And there's a ball. The Cubs bullpen with some action. Adbert Alzolay throwing and getting ready for David Ross. Leiter getting loose as well. Rosso leads off second with 1 gone in the inning. And fouled off. Left-hand batter waits. So now 1-2. At the belt and fires. Hit weakly on the ground, and that's just foul. 1 out and a runner at second. Next offering is down low. 2-2. Struck him out swinging. Chased the fastball up the ladder for strike 3.
Boog gets talked about a lot, but a good high fastball in a 2-strike situation, it's just become such a problem for hitters in more recent years. I mean, with all of the emphasis by pitchers on developing that spin rate, having a good grip on the baseball, those high fastballs, they kind of look like to the hitter that they're rising, even though they're not, but they're not decreasing in velocity and spin rate. So very difficult to get the barrel on it.
Adames up to the plate for the 3rd time as he looks at 1 down low. Adames tries to hold up, appeal to first. No swing. He held up. Clyde Washington with the call there. And now 2-1. There's a swing and a drive. Happ going back on this one. Back some more. Pulls it in on the warning track. Milwaukee leaves 1, but they lead at 3-0. Back here at American Family Field. Start of the 6th, John Shambi with Chris Singleton. And leading off, Yan Gomes. And the pitch. And takes low for ball 1.
You know, these Cubs just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see.
Oh, this one high and deep. Way back there. To the warning track. Makes the catch.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Morel in now. Takes ball 1 off the plate. So a foul ball makes it 1-2. And a pitch. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
Well, you can't really adjust your game plan for that last pitch. Guy hasn't thrown it very much. You got to focus on the stuff that he's throwing up there most of the time. Next one misses, and it's 2-2.
That one ripped. Yelich raging back towards the wall. Still going back. He circles the bases, and they're on the board. It's 3-1.
Knew what pitch he wanted to hit. Spent on some other pitches in this at bat. Was very patient, and it paid off.
So 1 out, nobody on. Dansby Swanson now at the plate.
Come on, Brewers.
And there's a foul ball. Swanson in his 7th season, 29 years old, and he's a former National League Gold Glover. You'll one. And that's in for a strike. And the right-hander deals. That misses the zone. Now 1-2. This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. And Swanson is set down. 2 away.
The left fielder, number 8, Ian Happ.
Ian Happ up to hit. Cubs made Ian Happ a first-round pick in 2015. He played at the University of Cincinnati as an infielder. Played a little bit of outfield, but a guy in 2022. What a year, Chris. Both an all-star and a Gold Glover. And a foul ball.
Yeah, and wins that Gold Glove as a left fielder, and it's a guy that was a pretty good center fielder as well. But one of the things for him is just being able to be in the same spot every day. I think it increases the comfort level and allows that athletic ability to really shine.
Next pitch is in the dirt. 1-2 the count. And a ball and 2 strikes. And a foul ball, he stays alive. The pitch. That misses the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Smash to the left side. Fires across the diamond, and that is that. Cubs get 1 on the solo shot, and this is now a 3-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. And welcome back. Here's Rowdy Tellez.
The first baseman.
On the mound, he had a little trouble back in the first, but it's been a different story the rest of the way. Really settled into this outing nicely.
Check swing, went around, and it's 0-1. Good eye right there.
1-0.
Ripped on a line. And there's 1 down.
The batter, the catcher, William.
Now it's going to be William Contreras. He's done some damage, launched a homer at his first at bat back in the first.
Yeah, that was a tone setter, no doubt. I mean, you can stomach an early solo homer, but a 3-run shot just doesn't go down quite as smooth.
And the pitch a little bit low, ball 1. Next offering is in for a strike.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike.
And a pitch. Got it by him for the K.
That cutter right there had just enough movement on it to get the swing and miss. It wasn't a great
right fielder,
location
number
by any
9.
means. That's typically a spot
Ryan
that hitters can handle. So I'd say he
Anderson.
fooled him with just enough of that late action.
Anderson stands in now and watches strike one. That one's in there. No balls, 2 strikes.
2 strikes.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Nobody left for Milwaukee, but they still lead it 3-1. We go to the top of the 7th. Now it's the second baseman, Nico Horner.
Leading off for the Cubs.
Feels like it's
The
less
second baseman,
common today that you see a guy like
Horner.
this. The speed component, the contact component, but lack of power. Burns back to work. That one catches the corner for a strike.
I think baseball's starting to understand that those guys are valuable like they once were. They need them in this game today.
Strike 2.
Let's go, Brewers!
Just outside. Ball 1.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. Dives, but it's foul. Next offering is downstairs.
Really nice slider right there, sweeping across the dish, but just couldn't hang the edge.
The 2-2 on the way. Battling here as he fouls it away. Kicks and deals. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Shallow left field. Racing makes the catch. One away.
Good pitch. You just kind of had him out in front on that pitch away and wasn't able to stay close.
And now the right fielder, Trey Mancini. That's a strike. 0-1.
That curveball's been a big pitch for him today. He's been able to get ahead in the count with it. He's also been able to use it to put guys away.
In for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Well, just about to hit that century mark. 100 pitches for this game.
And here it comes. Struck him out looking. Froze him with the heater at the knees.
Well, that at bat seemed to be over as soon as it started. 3-pitch strikeout. You've got to be better at the plate right there, at least to foul something off, extend that at bat.
Here's the third baseman, Patrick Wisdom. Pitch misses. Ball 1.
Ball 1, no strike.
kicks and fires. And it's fouled away. Here's a 1-1. Foul ball. In the dirt. Throw over to Tellez. Third out, and that ends the frame.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the traditional 7th inning stretch.
We're back in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th. Adbert Alzolay.
Just
Your
trying to keep this
please.
one close here, and
Now
this is where a
pitching for the
bullpen can
Chicago
give their
Cubs.
guys a chance to fight back
Number
into the game.
73, Adbert Alzolay.
Number 28
Leading
up now for the Brewers.
The designated hitter, Joey Weaver.
And a pitch. Strike one.
Well, that's really the money spot. Down and away, if you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for guys to square that up. That's what you love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
The 0-1. Now a screamer into the outfield. Morel hauls it in, and there's one away.
The batter, the second baseman.
Up now for Milwaukee, Bryce Terang. First pitch just misses. Movement in the Cubs bullpen. Michael Rucker, the young right-hander, up and throwing. Estrada warming up as well. The next pitch misses, and that's ball two. And that one missing low.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
Here's a 3-0. There's a strike.
Clearly taking all the way there in that 3-0 count. It was a cookie right down the middle.
Three-one now. Line drive. He's got it, and there's two away.
Now batting, third baseman, Mike Brasso.
Down the third baseman, Mike Brasso. First pitch is in the dirt.
If you're the pitcher, you've got to go right at this guy. It's the number 9 hitter in the lineup. You can't be afraid of contact in this situation.
And it's even up. Right-hander kicks, deals. Fought off foul. Here's a high chopper, and he picks it up in foul territory. Two outs, and a ball evens the count. Just off the inside edge, and now filled up. Three balls, two strikes the count. And one hit to right. That gets down for a hit. So now back to the top of the order.
Showed a lot of fight with 2 strikes in that AB.
With the way defenders
track down balls these days, I mean, both from the infield and in the outfield, there really aren't a lot of base hits on balls hit like that. But there's always a little room back behind the first and second baseman to drop a lawn dart in there, and he found a way.
Taps softly to the right side. Flips it behind his back. And that is the inning. Brewers strand 1, and the score stays 3-1. Here comes the new arm for the Brewers, Joel Payamps. He has a great slider with tons of movement.
Joel Payamps.
So now the DH spot, Seiya Suzuki.
The designated
A strikeout and a walk.
Seiya Suzuki.
The wind to kick the pitch. That one misses, and that is ball 1. The wind to the pitch. Towards first, Tellez. He steps on the bag. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th.
The first baseman, number 22.
Number 22, the next Cub to hit.
Let's go, Brewers! Come on!
And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Late with the swing there.
Pitching has been pretty dominant in this one, but you got to be careful, not working with too big a lead. They could get right back in this ball game if you're not careful.
On the ground. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 8th.
Good slider inside right there. Batter fighting to get there, just rolled over it, got the ground ball.
The catcher, Yan.
Now it's Yan Gomes. That one's in there, 0-1. Right-handed reliever. And that's downstairs and outside.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that one in the air center field. Winker should have it. And that's the inning. Nothing happening there for the Cubs. And they still trail it here 3-1. Back here in Milwaukee, bottom of the 8th. Up now for Milwaukee, Jesse Winker.
Jesse Winker.
Here comes a pitch. That misses the zone, and that's ball 1. And that skips in the dirt. The pitch. Misses with the 2-0, and he's fired 3 straight outside the strike zone. On the ground, right side. Mervis takes it himself. 1 gone to the bottom of the 8th.
Now batting, shortstop, Willie Adames.
And here is Willie Adames.
Almost drove one out of here last time up. Flied out to the warning track.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. He'll touch them all, and they tack on to their lead. It's 4-1.
A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
And now it's Rowdy Tellez. In there, and it's 0-1. The pitch. Way inside, gets out of the way. Righty delivers. And a count 1-2. Yeah, the 1-2 misses to even the count. That's off the mark, and that's ball 3. The pitch. Chases the fastball up the ladder, struck him out.
Thought it was a pretty good pitch. Top of the strike zone. We're seeing more fastballs in that location. Hitters, especially with 2 strikes, have to be ready to pull the trigger.
Contreras in the box here. Lets that one go for a ball. Next offering is in for a strike. And that's in the dirt. Swing and a miss. And it's 2-2. Swings and misses, struck him out. But add on one more as the solo shot stretches their lead even further. Last chance coming up for the Cubbies. Devin Williams into the game.
Save opportunity for him right here, and he's their guy. Time to lock this one down and get out of here with the W.
Leading off for the Cubs.
The pitch. There's the strike. Williams, 28 years old, and he's a former Rookie of the Year. At the belt and fires. Ground ball to the right side. Tellez steps on the bag, and they get the leadoff man in the 9th.
Now batting, the shortstop.
So digging in, Dansby Swanson. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list. First pitch doesn't find the zone. And you played behind guys, and they love having your speed out there defensively. One of the things that we talk about is how much pitchers enjoy having those elite defenders behind them. Pitch misses. 3 balls, no strikes.
Boog, and the one thing about that is speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting-wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the thing that you can do consistently every single game is play great defense if you're talented in that way, and this is what this guy does.
And he walked him.
They're not ready to go home quite yet.
The left fielder, number 8.
And now Ian Happ. Williams measures 6 feet 2 inches, 200 pounds, and he was a second-round pick back in 2013. And he swings and misses at the initial offering. Swanson, the runner at first with 1 gone in the inning. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
Got him swinging. So the Brewers bring on a new pitcher from the pen, Matt Bush.
I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at-bats they can. So it's always high stress. Let's see what he's got here to try and close it out.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Nico Hoerner. 1 for 3. He's kind of an outlier, especially when guys are consciously sacrificing contact to deliver power. And a base hit up the middle. Lead runner touches second, headed for third. Lead runner gets the stop sign at third. It's a 2-out double, second and third now.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Trey Mancini, the next Cub to hit.
Went down looking on 3 pitches last time. Let's see if he can be a little more aggressive right here.
And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. The tying run at the plate. Next offering is outside. Movement in Milwaukee's bullpen. Obi Milner up and throwing for manager Craig Counsell. Second and third, 2 down. Going to count 1 and 2. That one missing inside. Just 1 strike away. Spoils that one, and it remains 2 and 2. Is just 1 strike away. Ground ball right side, and he grabs it foul. Got him, and that's the ball game.
I don't care if you're a top team or you're a middle-of-the-pack team. Every ball club wants to be dominant at home. Winning a game like this just helps to boost the confidence and makes you look forward to coming out again for the next one.
4-1 the final here today. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.
The final line score for our ball game tonight. For the victorious Brewers, 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 4 men on base. For the Cubs, 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error. They left 4 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 46 minutes. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And we remind you to please drive home safely.